Part 3, under criticism. I'm going to let the beat rock to see if you can perceive, like I did, that their mapping research and interest in demons is coming directly from our Jewish brothers and sisters, Kabbalah. Quote, in worldwide Christian missions, former missionaries such as Charles Kraft and C. Peter Wagner have emphasized problems with demonic influences on the world's mission fields and the need to drive demons out. Robert Gulich of Fuller Theological Seminary has questioned the extent to which spiritual warfare has shifted from its basic mooring from being a metaphor for the Christian life. Listen up, listen up. He underlies how spiritual warfare has evolved into spiritual combat techniques for Christians to seek power over demons. I'm going to say it again. He underlies how spiritual warfare has evolved into spiritual combat techniques for Christians to seek power over demons. Gulich argues that Paul's writings in the epistles to the Ephesians are focused on proclaiming the peace of God and nowhere specify any techniques for battling demons. He also finds that the novel of Frank Perletti are seriously at odds with both the gospel narratives on demons and Pauline's teaching. Stop! Bingo! According to Wikipedia under Frank Peretti, P-E-R-E-T-T-I. Subtitle, Theological Criticism. Quote, Peretti's fictional portrayal of spiritual warfare reflects in part his background in the Assembly of God, 70 million members, and the contemporary focus on Pentecostal writings on the demonic. His concept of territorial spirits reigning over cities is paralleled in nonfiction works in theology and missions by Pentecostal writers such as C. Peter Wagner, Larry Leah, Ed Silverso, and Ed Murphy. As his novels have been widely sold and read throughout evangelical, charismatic, and Pentecostal churches, Peretti's fiction has excited the imaginations of clergy and the laity alike on the subject of spiritual warfare. Listen to this telling funk. Quote, Michael Molding, something like that, Michael M. reports that some readers have been so enthused they have declared that This Present Darkness, which is his book, This Present Darkness is the best book ever written after the Bible. Again, that's 70 million people. Some critical reservations have been expressed by a number of evangelical and Pentecostal writers that many readers are using Peretti's novels as manuals on prayer, exorcism, spiritual warfare, and as guidebooks about dangers of the New Age movement. For example, Kim Riddle-Barger expresses alarm that many readers have, personal quote, redefined their entire worldview based upon a novel, and insists that the Bible does not call upon Christians to, personal quote, engage in spiritual warfare as a combat between angels and demons. Stop. Bingo. That was so much demonic nonsense that it would take 3 videos just to properly break it down. But I always heard, if the doctrine is sound and of my God, in this case to me, the tree is awesome. The fruit, in the case of your beloved brother Paul's doctrine, wouldn't be able to be misconstrued and corrupted as often as it is. I'm just saying. In simple words, just like your minds are being seeded through the movies, Facebook, Snapchat, Fling, clickbait, etc., the deceived Luciferian dominionist minds are also being seeded, Hegelian dialectic to be exact, to believe what they are perceiving as angels and demons are not all demons. can only mean if Wikipedia, under list of assemblies of God people, is to be believed, people like former Attorney General John Ashcroft, Jim Baker, TBN founders Jan and Paul Crouch, thus all under their umbrella, Jessica Home Wrecking Han, Slaying in the Spirit Benny Hinn, Ultra Mega Hillsong Church Pastor Brian Houston, my girl Sarah Palin, former Special Assistant to Daddy Bush, former Navy admirals, former congressmen and congresswomen, and an array of older country singers and dead famous televangelists, etc., are/were all influenced and have influenced you to practice techniques that allows you to entertain known demons. Oh yeah, did I tell you they have a youth corpse? Corpse? Yes, corpse. Yep, darn sure right. I said it right. I'm not taking it back. I refuse to take it back. That rivals, if not beats, the Boy Scouts that is active in over 90 countries. Remember, they are doing things under the radar. And to prove everything I just said, let's sniff out more clues in the original article about spiritual warfare, shall we? Where were we? Oh yeah, quote, he also finds that the novel of Frank Peretti's are seriously at odds with both the gospel narratives on demons and Pauline's teachings. Listen up, listen up. C. Peter Wagner promotes, personal quote, strategic level spiritual warfare, which involves the practice of learning the names and assignments of demonic spirits as the first step to effective spiritual warfare. Let me say that again. Which involves the practice of learning the names and assignments of demonic spirits as the first step to effective spiritual warfare. Opponents of this theological construct and associated beliefs in spiritual warfare point out that while the Bible may describe some form of demonic control over geography, it does not prescribe many of the behaviors and teachings that proponents advocate in response. There is no mention in either the Hebrew Bible or the New Testament of believers banding together and praying a form of spiritual warfare against particular territorial demons. Stop. Bingo. According to Wikipedia, under territorial spirit. Quote, territorial spirits are national angels or demons who rule over certain geographical areas in the world. A concept accepted within the charismatic movement, Pentecostal traditions, and kingdom now theology. This belief has been popularized by the novel This Present Darkness by Frank Peretti, as well as by the ministry of Peter Wagner. The existence of territorial spirits is viewed as significant in spiritual warfare within these Christian groups. Stop. Bingo! So as you can hear with your own two ears and see with your own two eyes, just as scriptures attest, no matter how you want to look at it or which side of the fence you are on, it is painstakingly obvious the world is intimately familiar with the personnel and workings, thus taking counsel from not only the angelic administrations, but also those of the netherworld. In fact, let's put our snoots to use and see where this information will lead us. Let's check it out. According to Wikipedia, under Dominionist Theology, D-O-M-I-N-I-O-N-I-S-T, theology. Subtitle, Kingdom Now Theology. Quote, Kingdom Now Theology is a branch of dominion theology which has had a following within Pentecostalism. It attracted attention in the late 1980s. Listen up, listen up. Kingdom Now theology states that although Satan has been in control of the world since the fall, listen up, God is looking for people who will help him take dominion. Let me go back. Just listen to this. I've been trying to tell y'all this, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this. For how long now? Kingdom Now theology states that although Satan has been in control of the world since the fall, God is looking for people who will help him take back dominion. Those who yield themselves to the authority of God's apostles and prophets will take control of the kingdom of this world, being defined as all social institutions, the kingdom of education, the kingdom of science, the kingdom of arts, etc. Listen up, listen up. C. Peter Wagner, the founder of the New Apostolic Reformation, writes, personal quote, "The practical theology that best builds a foundation under social transformation is dominion theology, sometimes called Kingdom Now." End quote. Its history can be traced back through R.J. Rushdoony and Abraham Kuyper to John Calvin. Kingdom Now theology is influenced by the Latter Rain movement, and critics have connected it to the New Apostolic Reformation, spiritual warfare Christianity, and fivefold ministry thinking. Example. And to think, these are the very people that are running America today. Ladies and gentlemen, and no